Good morning YouTube. Today I feel revitalised. It is Sunday. We went out on Friday. I literally can't go out on Saturdays anymore because it just makes the weekend feel like one day long. Fucks me for the rest of the week. Work out, suffer. But luckily we went out Friday. I felt rough yesterday. I planned on having a... Get down my boy. On having a productive day yesterday. That all went to shit, obviously, because we went out, but today, fresh plans. We've woken up, I feel good, revitalised, I've had my sleep. You've seen breakfast, which was 2 bagels, 2 pieces of ham, 2 eggs, and then 2 pieces of chicken with 2 eggs on that one as well. Some garlic butter, a coffee. To be honest, I don't usually drink coffee in the morning. Like, coffee isn't a sort of staple in my diet. I have it as and when, but I just fancied one. I thought I do want to be productive today, so let's kickstart it a little bit. I've had some water. You also saw me have my vitamins, the biotin, glucosamine, vitamin C, probiotic. What else did we have? Omega-3, cod liver oil, and I think some calcium and magnesium. So I've had them. I've done a little bit of stretching. I need to do that more often. Like, it's hard with waking up early for work especially, but I woke up with a really tight back. Probably something to do with all the shit dance moves that I was busting out on Friday night. I want to start making that a bit of a daily routine for me. But anyway, let's crack on. So the topic of this video is going to be, it's about mobility, body mechanics. The reason I'm discussing this is because I had one of the worst squat sessions I think I've probably ever had. Actually, nah, I've had some bad sessions. I remember in my old gym, I failed 100 kilos, maybe on the 3rd rep, without safety bars, but it caught on sort of the back end of the rack and somehow wedged itself on this little sort of rubber sticky out thing. It wedged itself down, so I couldn't actually push it like sort of off my back, but I couldn't roll it forward. It was sat too high on my neck, so I was sat there in a crumpled ball for about 2 minutes until someone got it off me. So that was probably the worst squat session I've ever had. Those were the days. I'll probably do a little voiceover section of the workout and just explain a few ideas and things that I wanted to put across to you guys. So I hope you enjoy. Today's a big day. Liverpool, Man United at Anfield. So we'll see about that result as well. Anyway, let's get into the voiceover. Okay guys, and welcome to the commentary. Here I'm talking about the autofocus on my camera, which is still a little bit off. Don't know why. Maybe because of the light, but anyway. Here's a quick clip of me before the workout, chatting absolute waffle, and then we'll get into it. Shout out to the Christmas songs. It is the 2nd of December, so it's acceptable. I highly recommend Christmas songs when squatting. Anyway, I'm going back to the squat shoe. That was not intended to rhyme. And we're back, and this is our first set, sort of a working set. Well, it was a working set today. 100 kilos, felt extremely heavy. Now, straight onto the topic of the video, body mechanics. As you can see, like, to me watching this back, it doesn't actually look too bad. It's a side view, so I can't see if my hips are sort of dipping to the left, which they usually do. But yeah, as you can see, analysing the squat form, when I drop down, as I drop down any minute now, you'll see, there you go, you'll see my knees actually travel over the furthest point of my toe by about, I'd say about 3 to 4 inches now. I've heard people say, oh, that's bad, that's not how to execute a squat, but now we're talking about body mechanics, the way your body's structured. So I have extremely long femurs, which are the bone between the runs from your knee to your hip, is the largest bone in the body. Now, naturally, that means that because the way my body's structured, my knees have to drive over my toes. That's just it's how it is with my body. Unfortunately, that's how I perform the squat. Here you can see I'm doing 120. Again, these don't look too bad to me, but as I was performing them, they felt ridiculous. It felt like my knees were caving in. I was driving through sort of my left halfway up and then my right for the top half of the set. It was just really bizarre. Didn't feel very good at all. However, there's a lot of variables when it comes to training, and especially in compound lifts like the squat. Excuse my leggings here. The reason I've done this, guys, don't hate, is just so I can analyse how my body performs a squat a little bit better without the shorts obstructing. I wanted to see what my hips did. Luckily we had a free gym, so we could get away with that. I would definitely not get away with that otherwise. So this was my first working set of 140. I actually gave up after one rep, which is extremely rare. But my foot placement fell off. I actually squat extremely narrow, which maybe for someone with as long legs as me is quite rare. But people's hips are different, so your hips might sort of, your knees might like to point outwards, your toes might like to point outwards. Obviously you should always drive your knees over your toes, and people can naturally go a little bit wider. When I do, it feels uncomfortable. It puts extreme strain on my hip flexors. I lose a lot of power. Obviously that might be a sign that I'm weak in that area and should work on it, which I'm now currently doing on my new split. I'm doing some wide leg presses, squatting slightly wider on the hat squat, just to try and improve that. But naturally I can tell my body likes to squat narrow. The problem with that is I high bar squat, and so when you're like me and have extremely long legs and a relatively short torso, the amount of pressure that's put on your lower back is extreme, and I can feel it even sometimes after a warm-up set. If I've been driving all day in my job, even when I do warm up, it's how it goes. Again, I guess the moral of this video is to try not to compare yourself, whether it's to your training partner, or anyone else in the gym that's performing the movement. He might be performing a higher weight than you, more reps, but really just to stay in your own lane, focus on yourself, because everyone's body structure is different and there's so many variables. It doesn't always just come down to your muscle size, your muscle strength. Maybe your form's off, and so you've got the power there, but when you go to drive, you're not driving directly through the centre of mass. Going back to my squats, sorry the clips are over very quickly and I'm kind of rambling on that, but going back to my squats, like I can remember how it felt. It felt like I was driving on my toes and on the outside of my feet. Now, I've got extremely poor ankle mobility, which is a huge factor in squatting, which is kind of why I've gone back to the squat shoes. I need to improve it. It's something I need to work on. I might do a video on ankle and hip mobility exercises, because in my opinion they're key when it comes to squatting. So yeah, like I've been training 5 years. I still haven't found the best suited squat form to myself. Now that is pretty poor. I probably should know it by now. But I'll squat, and then I'll have time off squat, and loads of different things come into play. And I think I've nailed it 1 week, and then it doesn't feel the same the next week. I think I need a chiropractic session. I need everything clicking back into place. I should probably get more massages and take recovery into account a lot more. I also play football, so maybe the timing of my leg workouts are off sometimes. So again, as I've said, there are many
a few things
variables.
to consider.
there's a lot of things to think about when you're performing a squat. So
that is it for this that's what it is.
This
It's commentary.
around.
Here I am talking now, so you can't hear me. I've gone over a little bit.
I've been squatting for
Thank you
like
for
5
listening.
years and I still don't
Tune in for the rest of the video. I hope it's been slightly educational.
The movement. Some weeks I think I've got it. Before we end this, obviously Liverpool
see you guys in the next
playing Man United. I've got to get in the spirit, people. We're going to put it on. Cue sick transition. There it is. Oh my god, Jamie, you're so sick at editing. I know. Anyway, let's kit back, watch the game. Maybe I'll check in with you guys after the result. Depends how I'm feeling. But I'm feeling the 3 points today. I'm feeling the 3 points. Let's go.
Go ahead, this Manchester United team today. 19 points. Wow.
There's no doubt it's a victory of merit. Liverpool have beaten Manchester United and